We are live. It is Saturday night, and we are live, and it's Saturday night. What else can I say? I can say a lot more, and I will attempt to say more. Those of you who are tuning in now live, we are live. There are no notes. There are no little things on the side here. I am live. This is YouTube. We were on just a little while ago, and all hell broke loose. So I believe in trying to perform. And even though I'm somewhat unstable right now, aren't you glad you tuned in? We're going to start over and just indicate without any kind of bias whatsoever that this whole Ronn Owens, the Laura Owens, Jan Black, Arizona, it's positively gooey and nutty and crazy. And people keep asking me, I mean, not everybody, but a large portion of individuals ask me just what the hell is going on, Rich. I have no clue. This thing it's kind of caught me in between, a whole bunch of things. And I don't know what to say. I still don't know what to say. I find out that there's a report somewhere, or somebody told me that Netflix is going to possibly, or maybe even will, do a documentary on this whole case. And I thought about it, and it makes sense. It could be a movie about this. And I take away the tragedy, take away, obviously, the discomfort of the fact that there are human beings here with lives and people and family, a close-knit family whose lives have been shattered, no matter what, right? And I'm reacting to this right now, and I don't know what the hell to say. Well, I mean, I can go extemporaneous and say a whole lot. It is nutty. It is crazy. And I mean, if you ask me this about Ronn, about Jan Black, and the daughter, I've never met Laura. I know about Laura. I know about Sarah, who's the other daughter, the older daughter. And this thing is it makes no sense. And if you take away the advocates on both sides, and just, this whole thing is positively nutty. Okay, see, the YouTube crowd is coming in. Aren't you glad you're here now? Oh, Rich is now. I've got the black. I've got the glasses. I've got torpedo head here. Hello, how are you? Going off subject for a few minutes here, but isn't it, if you could say something positively stupid and retarded and just think of something really stupid to say, right? If you have a British accent, it makes it sound fantastic. I mean, like I said, you could say something moronic and totally diluted and ridiculous, and, pick your metaphor. But British accents make the most mundane, idiotic thing sound cool, right? Like, hello. I love to eat fondue in the nude. Hello. One time I was riding a horse, and the horse had to stop and urinate. Hello. One time I was in the park looking at a tree, and suddenly the tree started speaking to me. Really, a branch here and a branch here. They said, "Oh my God, look at that guy. He's human. He looks like he could be a Jew." Again, it's a British accent. It makes it sound really cool, right? But anyway, so the Ronn thing, I have no idea. Folks, I am mentally unstable, but in a good way. Kind of a romper room, Mary Jane, Captain Kangaroo. By the way, what is the fascination? It's my Andy Rooney coming out, and I wasn't even trying to be Andy Rooney, but what was the fascination with those of you that don't remember Captain Kangaroo, which was very popular with straight men lesbians, zookeepers, because I have no idea. Maybe it was because of what Mr. Green Gene and the kangaroo thing and all that. But I never got. I always thought Captain Kangaroo would be really good, like a documentary or something like that, right? Okay, okay. But back to the Laura. He's rusty and okay. Laura and Ron and Jan Black, you know. And am I too close to the screen, everybody? Can you see me? Look at this. I look like it in a game of hide and go seek, and I know that. And by the way, I got a lot of feedback from people who said that they liked my. I didn't tell you to like it; I just gave it out there. Who liked the? We interrupt this program to bring you a message from AT&T. Our rings are positively giddy. Okay. So, oh yeah, folks, I've had a fucked up day. I'm trying to kind of, take this instability and turn it into something positive. Yes, I know I talked about Laura and Ron and the whole thing. I'm trying to be like a peacemaker, like to put some sanity into something that's not very sane, right? But before I get to that, so some asshole stole my identity today, my wallet. So now he has no life. Thank you. Okay, I had to get that out of the way. And anyway, you could choose to not believe it or not, whether or not that's funny or not, or anything like that. Look at this. But look, don't I look positively kind of crazy? Let's see here. Crazy is accurate. Oh, thanks. Oh, that's my Leia. Is that Pam Arnold? Pam's trying to get me so I can get a few bucks. By the way, folks, look, I have a house in California. On paper, that sounds cool, but I'm kind of an oxymoron. I'm a poor Jew. I'm not really poor, but between the dates, like I've dated Valerie Bertinelli and Pete Giddings, and that was when I didn't know what the hell to do, so I was just kind of out and about. But I've dated Valerie Bertinelli. Do you guys remember? Do you remember Mom's Mabley? Any of you remember that? I actually went on a date with her. Very, very wonderful person. Very sexy, kind of a limited way. So when I hear about this thing with Laura Owens, I've never met her, and I'm not trying to make light of the situation. As I said before, I'm trying to make something humorous, right? That's why I've done voices, heard voices, am voices. No, I mean, I don't want this thing, folks, to turn into like you guys know who Keith Morrison and shout out to all these people here. Have you guys Keith Morrison from Dateline, the weird guy who acts unintentionally funny? This is the guy. Keith Morrison. If you don't know Keith Morrison, Dateline. Jimmy Smith was a regular guy who lived in Dedham, Massachusetts. One night, Jimmy wanted to kill his mother, but he wanted to do it in a really savage way. I'm getting interested. I talked to Jimmy. He didn't want to go on camera, but he told me I can tell the world about how he killed his mother. It wasn't something mundane. It was rather pointed and rather illustrative. Jimmy told me that he poked his mother's eyes out, and then he took a big hatchet and whacked her right in the face. And I said, Jimmy told me later on he decided to get the body and throw it out in the backyard where all the pigs and the hens and the chickens went at it. Ooh, it looked really gooey. I'm Keith Morrison with Dateline, and we'll get back to that in a moment. So I don't want this thing, guys and girls. I want to inject humor, Humor, into this whole thing. Because I can go on and talk about she's wrong, he's right, where's Ron, where's Jan. Oh, I can see the critics now. He's trying to be funny and make funny out of something that's really, really tragic. I know it's tragic. I'm tragic. Look at me. Shit. But I am trying to, like I said, inject some humor and to show something and to be the woman that I am and the man that I am. I have dated lesbians. I have dated regular women and lesbians. I have talked to men before who don't know what the hell they're doing. I've been in situations where, yes, the mind could become unstable, like me, and you don't know what the hell you're doing. And maybe Laura is completely 100% exonerated. Think about that. Everybody's entitled to a defense. Look, women are the great species on the planet. You can't tell a woman what to do with her body. You can't tell a woman what to do with her body. I can't even tell a woman what to do with my body. Good evening. I'm Keith Morrison. Back to Jimmy. Jimmy killed his mother, but he did it in a creative way. He poked her eyes out, threw out in the backyard, took a hatchet, and started going like this. To which I said, I'm Keith Morrison. We'll get back to that in a moment. And I am here right now trying to invade the YouTube room, which is slowly becoming kind of a, let's talk to Rich. In any event, so look, in all seriousness, and look, if you sometimes throw a little humor or attempted humor into even the most tragic situations, if you make somebody laugh, okay, or pity in my case, then you've accomplished what you can accomplish, right? Like, for example, the Manson murders. Now, everybody thought it was ugly and bloody and this, that, and the other. I looked at it as kind of a thing like, you know what? Chuck, I call him Chuck Manson. He really was misunderstood. I do believe. I think he just kind of got ahead of himself. And in reality, I don't think he was trying to be that great whack job. But that's another story. Why am I talking like this? I have no idea why. I'm starting to sound like James. Oh my God, James Carville, the Louisiana Sage. Remember James Carville? He's still around. And he talks like, remember he used to be on Meet the Press with Timmy Russett, and he'd go like, yeah, Tim, or he would talk about Trump today, right? And this is my impression of James Carville talking about Trump. People, Trump he's a son of a bitch, and he's kind of wacky. But you know what? The Democrats have no fucking balls. They just do what they want to do, and Trump, I'll give him credit. He's one sick son of a bitch. And I'm not even talking about Epstein. I'm talking about dividends. When I was with this girl, now my wife, before I met my lovely wife, we were on Lake Pontchartrain. I love saying that. Lake Pontchartrain. And I did some goofy, wild things. And the Democrats don't know how to fucking play ball. That's why Trump is a winner, because all these people in America think this motherfucker got some balls. All right. But what I was trying to say was, thank you. Hey, quick impression of a mentally retarded magician. Okay, enough of that. So you look, humor is always the best medicine, right? I mean, unless you have terminal, issues and all that, but you could still think and you could still kind of devise a plan. So as you can see, I'm very shy. Normally I'm not, this high strung up. I don't do drugs. I don't do any drugs. The only drug I do is love. You have to love. If you can't love the want, then love the one you're with, and that kind of a thing. And I want to tell people this. Oh, he's just a Jew, and he's trying to be funny, and Richard Lewis, and Letterman. Yeah, my ass, Letterman. Have you seen what Letterman looks like lately? He looks like the fucking Unabomber with his. Yeah, that looks really good, Dave. Grow the fucking beard. Worth $500 million and I can't shave. Oh, like, what's the deal with that? What is the fucking deal with that? He looks, have you seen what he looks like? Anybody out there? Letterman? Holy shit. You know, I remember when he was on Saturday Night Live, when he was doing the show on NBC, and he was funny, and then he went to CBS, and it was okay. It was, you know, funnier than Colbert. But anyway, yeah. Saturday Night, that was when Saturday Night Live was funny. What's the news? Was today Lorne Michaels says he's going to make some major changes at SNL. Like, shit, Lorne. Good. It's about time. That show hasn't been funny since Eddie Murphy and Billy Crystal. And even then, you know, come on. Yeah, you're going to make major changes. Great. Fantastic. Why don't you call Roseanne? Maybe she's available and do all that. Anyway, by the way, who's the comic that appeared with Roseanne? The blonde. She's now in England. She's not funny. She has a place in Santa Barbara. Oh, what's her name? What's her name? She's not funny. The lesbian woman. Oh, Ellen DeGeneres or DeGeneres, whatever. Does anybody think she's funny? Raise your hand. Okay, good. That's what I thought. But anyway, so back to Laura and Ron and Jan. Now, yes, folks, I am trying to be funny and put a little sort of funniness, like ha ha funny, like I'm a clown funny, like I amuse you. Yeah, I'm trying to amuse you into something that is tragic, something that is, well, it's not tragic, but it's serious. Serious. What the hell was that? What was that? It was like, it's my Peter Brady moment. Serious. Not one day to have to be arraigned. Which, by the way, what the fuck was that? Peter Brady with the stupid voice and Greg Brady and Barry Williams. You know, did any of you all, and I'm not casting aspersions, did any of you all have doubts that the father was gay? Right? Okay, so we didn't care. We didn't know. It's kind of like the Merv Griffin thing. Who gave a shit, right? I had no idea that Merv Griffin was gay, nor do I care. There are great, great people out there who happen to be gay. I'm not gay. I'm a heterosexual, and I'm here to prove it. Sorry, it was a Jew moment. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, the Brady Bunch and the stupid show and Alice. And I thought Alice was kind of hot, you know, especially when she wore the mini skirt and she was like, you know, decked out for Sam the Butcher and all that. Look, I had a real weird life, folks. I grew up. They tortured me. They made me feel like a Christian. Hello, this is Walter Cronkite. We begin the story tonight. I'm in heaven, and we're going to talk about the one and only Rich Lieberman. Do not let your child get near airplane glue. Otherwise, you have this, indeed. Oh, Will Robinson, no! So back to Laura. I know, see, you know, I need sedatives. Folks, at one time, years ago, I took Xanax. And not because it was a drug and recreational shit and all that. Look at this now. Look at this. Stand up, everybody, and say, hey, Jesus. Oh, my God. Look at this. I have a sold-out show tonight. How much did it cost you to get in the room, you son of a bitches? Okay. Admit it. Oh, before we get on to the show, and by the way, this is totally extemporaneous thinking, which is kind of one of the reasons why I'm mentally unstable. But you're getting this, okay? This is what's called a Jew on a mission. Not from God, because you know that story, right? With Jesus and, you know, the whole 9 yards and all that. Roses are red, violets are bluish, and if it wasn't for Jesus, we'd all be Jewish. Okay. So what I was going to say is, what was I going to say? Oh, with Ron, and I know Ron. I haven't talked to him for a while, and I feel sorry for him, to be serious for a moment. I feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for Laura. Jan, I don't know about no. Jan, you know, you have my number. All of you have my number. 555-5555. No. I'll give my number out in a minute. But look, this thing has caused quite a stir. Stir? Ooh, I love Ferragno. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. It's caused quite a stir. And I, for one, I'm not going to take it anymore, for God's sakes. I'm just not going to take it. We have to be real. We have to show some levity. By the way, quick impression of Jesus Christ. Sorry. Okay. That made no sense, but there's a connection. Okay. People are laughing now. I'm going to get the Christian, email. Like Woody Allen, like, oh, he's very didactic. He's acting kind of, he's like the Jew that killed Christ, and he's like, oh God. Okay, look, I am trying to inject, as I keep saying, inject, because it sounds good. Some humor into a story that's taken a life of its own. Look, I bitch and moan and bitch and moan and bitch, moan. It's like my sex life without the bitching and the moaning. But I've tried to show some levity here, because this story is getting way out of hand. And some of you are laughing, some of you are calling the authorities and reporting me, which is fine. But look, I want you to stop. I want you to stop and just kind of take a breather like this. Think like Clint Eastwood, right? Trying to do, right? So, by the way, I was watching, speaking of, that was it Clint Eastwood? Some countries, I don't like country music, right? I don't like country, and I don't like rap. In fact, if you put them and combine them, it's craptree, rap, okay. And you know what, people who don't like they go to karaoke, or they'll like sing in the shower, or maybe they'll actually go to karaoke, or they'll actually perform, and they'll sing a song, and they don't know the lyrics to the song, or at least a portion of it, so they'll try to make it up and be cool, like, it's the matter with the clothes I'm wearing. They don't know the lyrics, so they go, right? Okay. That's a Billy Joel song. It's called It's Still Rock and Roll to Me. And by the way, Billy, I know you watch this show. You and Liberty DeVito. Billy, get your ass back to work. You'll fix this shit. I've seen you before. You can do it. You're Jewish. You're a rock star. Liberty DeVito and all. By the way, if you know who Liberty DeVito is, he was the drummer. And anyway, so back to Ronn and Chan. Look, this thing, nobody got killed so far. Nobody, like little old ladies weren't knocked down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. That's right. And everybody here could be a hero. Whether it's Ronn. I mean, look, Ronn, I love you. I'm willing to prove it. No, I'm not. But Ronn is cool. Chan, I know you're only out for the right thing for your daughter. I'm not trying to make light. Don't go all, he's trying to be Mr. Funny Man. You're goddamn right. Because, and I may not be funny. I may not be funny to you. I could be ha-ha funny, like funny man, like I amuse you. Okay. Sorry. Hey, Ray Liotta. La Dolce. Tony Mano. What I'm trying to say is, folks, that, yeah, I am trying to be funny. And I don't always, look, sir, what did you pay to get in this room tonight, right? Now, I am not buying drinks. You want to buy a drink for me. And by the way, to be serious, because this involves money, Jews, money. Oh my God, he's I see Howard Stern in the background there. Howard Stern is still the funniest man on the planet. I know the lesbians and all that. He's getting his comeuppance because Sirius doesn't want him back. They still make a lot of money, and Howard is still funny. He's not for everybody, and not everybody's cup of tea, but Baba Booey to y'all. That was like from 30 years ago. He doesn't even do Baba Booey anymore. In any event, yes, I want to be funny and shed some light on Ronn and Laura and Jan Black. And yes, we have to laugh. We have to laugh. I mean, we have to. You like me now, right? I'm doing kind of like a public service, right? People, you like me. You really like me. And I don't care whether it's Sally Field or me or whomever. I am performing right here. I don't know why I'm yelling because I want you to hear me. Hear me right here. As Johnny Carson would say, this is some wild stuff. This is weird. This guy is he's kind of weird. Ha 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 ha! Ha ha ha! Oh, great one. Yes, you are correct, sir. Oh, that's wild. That is some wild. Or Peter Falk. I was a big Peter Falk fan. I know Peter, if he was reading this shit or watching it or taking part in this in some way to get some humor and to get some levity, it would be something like this. Excuse me, YouTube. Am I bothering you? Because if I'm bothering you, I can leave. I don't want to bother anybody. Am I bothering you? Okay, beautiful. So yes, if some people will laugh, some people will cry, some people will call the authorities and say, "Hey, there's this Jew on YouTube. I think he's a 5150." Which, by the way, if I was, cool. I was a big Hawaii 5-0 fan, right? Get it? See the symmetry? I'm performing, folks, right now without notes. And while some of you might be exhausted, women saying, you know what? There's another reason not to love men. Believe it or not, I had relationships with women. Granted, they were blind, but I told them that I looked like George Clooney. Yeah, touch me. And for the moment, they got it, and they thought I was funny and haha funny and all. And some of them, did call the authorities and all that. But what I'm trying to say is, look, Laura, I do believe. I'm going to just speak out loud. Okay, I think she has good intentions, or had. I just think she was kind of misunderstood, like I just said before. Another person, she just kind of. I think she may have. You know what she may have done? She may have got, like, let's just say she was going out to dinner. She went and grabbed a hot dog, right? No pun intended. And she put like mayo on a hot dog, which is unconstitutional. Or maybe she put like ketchup, which is what, certain half Goyim kind of non-Jews do with hot dogs. Mayo. Can you imagine putting mayo on a hot dog? Oh, that's great. But anyway, let's, because, Laura, she's not fully Jew. She's half Jewish. Like Jan Black, half Jewish. So there, for the record. But I think she just may have had a time in her life where she just wanted to freelance, so to speak, something like that. And look, yes, I'm trying to make humor out of something that could possibly be rather kind of catatonic. And I just made that up. I know it's a word, but whatever. And I don't think she had ill intentions. I know the fake pregnancy and Clayton, The Bachelor, and all that. By the way, I'm not gay. I'm not saying that to be. I'm fully heterosexual. But if I was gay, hey, Clayton, that is one good piece of ass, women, right? Ladies. Okay. No, I'm more into Valerie Bertinelli and Cloris Leachman. Did she die? She did die. Okay. Well, I have hope. I have hope. What the fuck? I have hope. Ladies and gentlemen, Larry King live. When I was having my moments, I used to take hemorrhoid pills. I felt like a man. I interviewed that guy, that senator from Minnesota, and I said to him, "So, are you gay?" But before you answer that, Schenectady, hello, welcome to Open Phone America. I'm Larry King. Hey, Larry, yeah, this is Mo in Schenectady. I wanted to say a couple yeah, go ahead. The Jews run the media. Okay, sir. And do you think Carney Lansford will hit 300 next year for the Red Sox? Sir, are you alone by any chance? There's no woman in your house, right? Roanoke, Virginia, Larry King live. What's your question? Hey, Larry, yeah. the Jews own the media and they act like lizards. Why, Larry, are you San Francisco? Hello. Okay, it's my Larry King. Here's my Larry King laughing hysterically. Okay, Larry King. Frank Sinatra and I used to do scuba diving, and I would tell him, Frank, I don't care if you're in the mafia. You look kind of good. I think I talk to you, and you talk to me, and okay. See, folks, this is what you pay for. Okay, but look at this room. I mean, we're at the Punchline on YouTube, and look at all these. I haven't read should I read comments? Yes or no? I've been trying to explain my overall point here is that you have this Ronn, Laura thing, and they're not talking now, okay? And they got about 7 lawyers. No wonder they declared bankruptcy because lawyers are expensive. Excuse me, it's the ice cream, the cheap 7-Eleven ice cream with the Slurpee and the the bad coffee, that kind of a thing. So, and by the way, I'm going to be serious now for a moment. If you want to contribute to this madman here, you go on my Google page, just Google Rich Lieberman, and I have a PayPal account. Now, look, I'm not proselytizing, but I am. If you want to throw me a buck or 2 or 3 or 4, 5, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6, a 7, 8. Who can name that? I just did something from a very popular show years back. And in the show, they a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6, a 7, 8. Can anybody name that? I'll buy you a YouTube drink. That was, oh, good. What's this? Not Pam Arnold. It was from the I Love Lucy. Okay. So go to my Google page. And there's a PayPal. And just hold on. I'm not going to, look, folks, I work hard, even though as I'm attempting to. Yeah. So those of you that like this, those of you that speaking of mental conditions, again, this is what happens when you don't take your meds. You become me. And the head. And by the way, let me just say something. I don't like hair. I know I'm the only man on the planet that doesn't associate hair with youth. So look, I could grow hair, get one of those big, like a squirrel that I could put up basically on top of my head and go up to women and say, "Hey, how you doing? You ever seen a grown man naked?" Okay. But I don't. I like the bald thing. I like Ali Velshi. I like Anderson Cooper in a newsy kind of a way, even though I have more ratings than Anderson Cooper. He makes 12 million. I make Slurpees, right? Okay, so go figure. But what I was going to say, oh yeah, go to my page. Just go to a PayPal. You're not going to get infected. There's no, whatever. If you throw me 5 or 10 or 20 or 8 million, I know the guy, and be serious again, from the Jay Leno Garage Show watches this. God help him. And look, I this is not forced. I just did this as a joke because I wanted again to put something a little bit lighthearted onto a certain, it's I don't want to say tragic situation. I know a lot of you people are out there, and it's Laura is fucked up. Okay. And Ron and Jan, and where's the money going and all that. Why am I talking like this, for God's sakes? I sound like a mobster. Yeah, there's a lot of questions that have to be answered and all that. And I'm just doing my best to, I'm all of a sudden I'm sounding like Dustin Hoffman from Kramer versus Kramer. Honey, I don't know what's going on here. I'm trying to be Dustin Hoffman right now, Kramer versus Kramer. But anyway, yeah. So, no matter what happens, like I said, she didn't knock an old lady down. Ron and Janice is their daughter. Put it in perspective, right? By the way, do you like the new, do you like the TV monitor in the background with the light? I don't have elaborate graphics. I don't have an elaborate wardrobe. I do get haircuts. I do go up to women and, they usually go, I had a big crush on Judy Garland, right? And it wasn't the Wizard of Oz and all that, although she had a nice ass in that, She was kind of like my, like a version of my Beyonce, right? Yeah. Gotta sing a lady, gotta sing a lady. See, I don't know the lyrics, but I know that they had that. She had that song, like Jay-Z. So if like Beyonce was in The Wizard of Oz, I'm a single lady. Hey, scarecrow, get up off your ass. I'm a single lady. Okay. See, folks, again, but back to Ron. I think you need to inject some humor because otherwise this thing's going to drag on and on and on. And I know there's a trial coming in January. And I know, look, I'll be at the mental facility, gathering up, my things and all that and sitting next to various people like the Menendez. My luck, everybody else gets situated with, I would be next to the Menendez brothers, Hi, Eric, chop it up. Woo, chop it up. All right. And by the way, they're fucking guilty. Yeah, you got molested, so let's go hatchet your mother to death and your father or whatever. Come on. Give me a fucking break. The Menendez brother. Yeah, we were tormented. Look, how about get a suitcase, grab some money, get a credit card, which you had access to, and get the fuck out. No, I think we're going to chop up our parents. Look, you know what? You could do things and get revenge and all that. Not chopping up your parent, whatever, come on. And yeah, they're not going to get any kind of freedom whatsoever because it's a political thing now. And Newsom, he's running for president, right? He's not going to let him go. So put that to rest too. Well, Newsom might let him go. No, he's going to be, he wants to be president in 28. That's the first thing they'll do. Hey, look, the Osmond brother. The Osmond, boy, that was kind of cute, huh? The Osmond brothers. I don't think Mormon guys would go chop their parents up. See, that's the difference between Mormons and regular people like the Menendez brothers, whatever they are. Yeah, come on, go back. Have a Hershey bar. Go buy a It's It from the dispensary or whatever they have there in prison in Corcoran. Where are they at? Corcoran? Somewhere like that. So that kind of sucks, huh? Going back to prison, 3 more years. And by that time, all the Playboys are gone. They won't do Larry King because, Larry's gone. Although in the middle of the night, you can watch him do hemorrhoid commercials. Hi, I'm Larry King. Tonight we're going to talk about fish oil and how it made me live beyond 82. Berkeley, California. Hello. Larry, there's this guy on YouTube, Rich Lieberman. He's kind of nutty. Would you endorse him? I don't know, and I don't care. Florida, Tallahassee, what's your question? Get to the point. I'm Larry King. Ha, 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 ha. Anyway, so back to Jan and Ron. By the way, can I get some applause, please? Yeah, come on. I see all these people, right? Anyway, go to my page on Google, and there's a PayPal. You click on it. Folks, nothing is too small except my Jewish joke. No, nothing is too small. No donate. That's a funny fucking joke. By the way, what if Scarface was a stand-up comic? Fuck you. Fuck you. That's funny. Fuck you. Fuck you, motherfucker. Fuck you. When my wife struts around the house, she struts around. I'm Tony Montana. Fuck you. That's funny. So go to my Google page. Just type in Rich Lieberman in parentheses, mentally insane, unstable. And it'll take you to my page, right, where I post these incredible things. Quick impression of John JFK Jr., John at the moment of his death. We didn't take the river, thank God, but I'm still in a fucking plane. And I had some clam chowder. Okay, those of you that know who JFK Jr. is, fuck off. Anyway, no, I'm sorry. So, yeah, go to my... That was pretty funny off the top. All of this is off the top of my head. I know, look at this. This is a packed crowd. We got a hell of a crowd. I'm Vince Scully. It's a beautiful evening in Dodger Stadium where there's 50,000 lunatics enjoying the show put on by the Dodgers and pure pork belly ham. Okay. So yeah, go to my page and three things: like me because I need to be liked. And at the very least, yeah. Look, $5 is that going to kill you? How much do you guys pay for Netflix or Hula or Poopa, Stupa, whatever the fuck it is, and Disney Plus and ESPN Plus? Look, you're getting pure, unadulterated American psychotic comedy that you can only get, folks, if you were like in the home in my neck of the woods, John George. It's a mental facility where they put people that have become sort of disjointed. I'm not making fun of the disjointed, mentally incapable people. I'm just trying to make light of Laura and Ronn and Jan. They're all alive. Ron's having some issues, but he's still ticking and breathing. Jan, for all I know, still around. You guys, no matter what happens, and if there's culpability there, if there's some degree of Laura's willing and willful, she needs help. And I'm, again, being serious now. Look, I don't have kids that I know of. But if I did and had something like this hanging over my head, I don't know how I would react. So again, not trying to be schmaltzy here, but humor always works unless you're, Putin or Zelensky. I keep looking at Zelensky, the guy from the Ukraine. He used to be a comedian. He did. I'm like, wouldn't it be funny if you went up to Putin and said, "Hey, you fucker, you got a small dick"? That would be, and then of course Putin would probably mutilate him and kill him, but maybe not. Humor is all. Try it, Zelensky. Try it. And what the fuck are they fighting about? If I know it's the Ukraine and there's minerals and all this other shit, but every time I look at it, it's like it's very cold there, especially in the winter. The people don't dress rather well, like the British with their teeth problems, right? Because it's Britain and they have no food there that's edible. The Ukraine, I mean, just me, buy him a turkey sandwich, right? Zelensky, go up to him and say, "Look, dude," I'm sure he'd say, "Dude, I'll tell you what, I'll wear a suit like you wear a suit. We'll hash it out. We could do a little song, a little dance, a little seltzer down your pants." What if he laughed? What if he laughed and said, "Comedy"? And then, okay, we'll make a deal. We'll make a deal. That's talking about Putin. Who knows? But back to Ron. So look, I'm not in any way, shape, or form saying she's guilty, she being Laura, or not. I am trying to, again, put some comedy into something that is not funny. Not funny. Not funny. What am I doing here? Oh my God. Do you remember popcorn, folks? Not popcorn that you eat. Remember the phone you'd call popcorn and you'd get the correct time? Like at the tone, the time is 9:57 and 10 seconds. I used to call that line. I had a crush on the voice of the woman. And I didn't know at the time that that was a computer voice. So I'd be like in bed like this. All right. Now it's not getting funny. Look, I'm Jewish. Okay. This just in. I'm Jewish. And I'm going to be at the Gaza Hilton. Those of you that want to see me perform live, I'll be at the Gaza Hilton. It's a two minimum. Anyway, so I'm just, folk, Laura, if you're out there, and I know you're out there somewhere, love, it's exciting and too gonna be my Laura, and I'm gonna have a fake pregnancy or two. The Love Boat. Okay, it was worth a try. Okay. Again, you don't have to endorse this. You don't have to tell your friends. You don't have to do anything. I want humor involved. It is the last vestige of civilization. Okay? Who knows? I could become something as a result of this. I could be committed, which would be a bad idea. No, folks, I have my mental faculties. That's a big word, many big words. And like I said, I am just trying my best. So before I get on with the show, I'm Ed Sullivan, and we have the Beatles and John Lennon and Ringo Starr. But before I get on with the show, okay, I'm like Sybil, right? I have 16 different personalities and voices and all that. So I'm available for bar mitzvahs, weddings, funerals, dissertations, college, women who are desperate and maybe looking for a man who, look, as Larry King would say again, I'm a homeowner. My credit score is 785. But if you want to throw me a buck or two, go to my Google page. I'll give all that information. Look, if you don't know where I am at yet, well, God, come on. I'm not on the dark side of the web, so don't worry. I'm on Google. I've been around. I've done things. I fucking dance. I do disco. I do everything. Going riding on the train at the railway track at the junction. Petticoat Junction. He's moving down the road and he's got a few chicks at the junction. Petticoat Junction. Gonna ride, get sick. Gonna mow at the junction. Petticoat Junction. Okay. Thank you very much. No, this is again what happens. See, this is really, really bad. These glasses are they're like huge, right? And again, I'm Jewish. We're like, half off. When I was born, I'm sitting there, right? And it just came out, and the cantor comes up to me, and I'm like, I was just born. He goes, "What do you want? You want it cut straight? You want sideways? You want it done like a corned beef sandwich kind of a thing? What do you want?" I'm like, no wonder we're all fucked up and persecuted the Jews. No wonder Israel's all, fractured in this shit. Look what they do to us when we get born. But anyway, speaking of what is it? The thing with the penis. Men, get it cut, okay? People ask me, why did you get it? Well, it's healthy. It's healthy. Circumcision. Yes, I endorse it. I've got a little bottle with my little thing. Okay? Don't make fun of me. Because it's, Dr. Edel, remember him? He said, get your penises cut. Do it. It's the right thing to do. It's healthy. Okay, so I'm just telling you that. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So go to my Google page or just Google my name. Google Gaga. Rich Lieberman. Lieberman. Rich Lieberman. And it'll take you to my various hangouts and my page. And, I'm just thinking right now. Oh, yeah, my phone number. So if you want to text me, remember, I'm doing a show tomorrow. Not this kind of a show. Well, maybe we'll see. Depending upon the donations. I'm not going to be a conniff and ask you to, $500,000 or well, God forbid, $20, right? If you go to my Google page, there's a PayPal icon. You cannot get hacked on PayPal, which is one of the reasons why I use it. Anyway, it takes you right to my site. And yeah, throw me a bone or two or three or four so I can, drink Pete's coffee like you do. Okay. And women, I've had some women who have called me, before I did the last show and all that. Miss Arnold, she's wonderful and she's terrific. And, I love her and I'm willing to prove it. All these other women are like, my luck, I get like, people that look like, what's the one that was crazy from Play Misty for Me? Remember that movie? Okay. So they charm you a little bit. And then later on, they wake you up in the middle of the night. They're not horses either. Speaking of which, no idea what made me do that. Okay. So yeah, you just click on that and you can $5, $10, whatever you got. If you're doing very well in this economy, and I don't know, you like Trump, you don't like Trump, you whatever. I am an equal opportunity. I don't want to say entertainer. I'm a facilitator. Does that make sense? I just keep doing this. Obviously, look, it's tragic, but not that tragic. Laura will be Laura. We will overcome. We shall. Sorry. Fucked up the lyrics. Yes, this is Rich. Wait a minute. Oh, Oakland Police. Yeah, I'm here. No, I'm okay. Why? What's going on? You had some calls? People were worried about me? They thought I was taking some medication or something, that I overdosed. Yeah. I'm all right. Don't worry. I'm just doing a show on YouTube Live and trying to get a woman to call me, and who's desperate, or maybe divorced, or maybe dated a guy who looked like, I don't know, Jack Klugman or something. I'm okay, officer. What's your name? Oh, Steve Manson. Okay, nice to meet you, Steve. Okay, thank you. Well, we'll see you later. Okay. Thank you. Anyway, so yeah, go to my Google page and you can donate. Go to where it says PayPal. It's Rich Lieberman. My middle initial is E, as in Edward, and I'll do pretty much anything. I'm riding down the train at the junction. What a shitty show that was too. Petticoat Junction. Buddy Epson's got a big head. Okay. The greatest show, guys, because women don't watch shit like this. I know this. Guys, what it was is still the best show ever. Rocky? Rockford Files. Okay. I just had to get that out there. So yeah, go to my Google page, like me here, or do the thing with the subscribe. If you're a cheap motherfucker and just don't want to give me any money, thanks a lot. At least have the decency to, it sound like my mother now, have the decency to at least, go and, if you're not going to get some chicken soup, go on and like me, or whatever the fuck you do, subscribe to my channel. Now, I just did this, folks, because people are asking me to do it. I'm not trying to be the, like getting, sympathy and all that. I could sit right down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. Okay. But you know what I mean. And with all due respect, again, I am trying to get to the bottom of this. And I've talked about Laura and Ron and Jan, and now, look, in all seriousness, there will be some resolution, right? One way or the other. And we'll have some finality to this. I've called Ron, left messages, left texts, called Jan, and I said, look, there are a lot of people out there very skeptical. There are people who think, Laura is guilty and up to her ass and guilt and all that. And I get all that too. I do. And so this is my creative, or, uncreative way of trying to, again, put a little laughter on. And I don't want to be like that. Ooh, he's putting laughter. What a swell guy. I hate that shit too. These people that use this shit. Oh, I'm going to be like the Pope and this, that, and the Pope. Give me a break. You know what? Where is the Pope, by the way? What the hell is he doing in America? Who does he date? Who does the Pope date? You don't see him at clubs. He's an American. He's from Chicago. You don't see him partying. I don't party anymore. But come on, Poper. Get with it. You son of a bitch. Stop it. You try picking up broads. I'm sorry. It was at a stream of consciousness moment. Look, if you have a comment or two and you'd like to send me love letters or hate speech, or you want to, pretend that you're a German woman and I'm the Jew, Hey, Juman. My name is Ronaldo, and we took care of you people. Okay, sorry. 415. I know. Look, what? Come on. Fuck. It happened, you know. That's why Jews don't have tattoos, by the way. It's a little reaction, right? 415 999 4454. Once again, text me, call me, 415-999-4454. You may call, you can text, you can do whatever you want. I take all calls unless it's, coming from a prison, but we can talk stories. My email address is rich, R-I-C-H. Ooh, no shit, Sherlock. Rich.Lieberman, Lieberman, @gmail.com. Now, look, on a side note, I have had relationships and women, I've met women before who were heterosexual, and after they met me, they became lesbians. But that's another story. But I just want you to know I'm a lover, not a fighter. I love people. I love women. I do love women. And I can be mellow. I know how to play act. I've done, some Shakespeare and, played characters and played, real decent people like Hitler. By the way, did you read this book that Hitler's got out? Hitler, the Sensitive Side. So anyway, look, I'm a Jew. I could say that. You make fun. That's why remember Mel Brooks did The Producers, which he mocked and satirized the Hitlers and the Germans and all that. Okay, so I'm not saying I'm Mel Brooks, who, by the way, 97, he's still alive and he's still lucid and he's funny. And why am I doing this? Oh my God, leave me alone, leave me alone. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, so you can call me 415-999-4454. Now, I plan, present tense, doing a show. We could talk in all seriousness now about Laura and Ronn and Jan Black, Laura Owens, at 10 a.m. Pacific time Sunday at Fremont Raceway. Jungle Jim Lieberman, Shirley Cha-Cha Muldowney. It's all at Fremont Raceway. Sunday. Anyway, on Sunday, tomorrow, or your neck of the woods, it might be the next day, Sunday, I'm going to talk about this because nobody talks about this. And then you have the ones that are like, they're, real, they think their shit doesn't smell. Well, we're going to talk about Laura. Look, at nothing else, at least there's been some laughter. There's been some memories, all the times we used to play, scattered pictures, and I love you the way we were. Barbra Streisand, I am dead and in the ground. Touching me, you always will, because that's the way we were. Pretty good. Thank you very much. Well, what are you expecting, Neil Diamond? Neil Diamond, ladies and gentlemen. Neil Diamond, the Jewish Elvis with a heart on. Say you left me, yeah, you do. Cherry, I got lots of love for you, cherry. You got the way to move me, baby. Okay, enough. I'm sorry. So anyway, what was I going? Oh yeah, 415-999-4454. You can text me. You can call me. I believe in the old-fashioned calls. Just don't get crazy. But if you do, Oakland police, we have a call from Rich. He's trying. Okay. So, yeah, just be reasonable, right? Okay. Does anybody have any questions here? And boy, hey, Rich, when's the last time you did take meds? Okay, let's go over here. I think Rich should open for Dave Neal. Who is that? Giant Leon. All right. I'll tell you what, those of you who are really cheap and are not going to, give me a buck or two, yeah, call Dave Neal or go on his channel and say, that's fine. I think Dave Neal's actually kind of funny, but I think I'm funny, right? Like, okay, so yeah, he's a funny comedian. Funny, haha. Okay. At least the circumcision part was funny. Well, thank you. You know why circumcisions are very popular within the Jewish community? Half off. Oh, it's you, Joe. Oh, hey, Ishrahan, that Jewish guy, you know. Okay. Let's see. Bruce the Moose. Let's see. Maximum potential means potential. Okay, well, thanks. I don't know what the fuck that is. All right. Rich, hi, it's Jane or Janet. Janet, how are you? Nice to meet you. It's very clear. Love is here. Okay, what do we got? Hi. Hi, Janet. I'm lonely. Okay, thank you. So am I. Let's see. He may not have the watch hours of super cuts, super hats. I think I'm positively sexy. I'm too sexy for your skirt. Too sexy. Now, women have often told me that I actually, this is true. I'm not, I make good love. I know what to do, what not to do. I don't get all, pretend that I'm, Tom Selleck in his prime. By the way, you guys know this. I'm going to give you guys something. Okay. Trump, when he makes love, he's very kind of opinionated. He thinks highly of himself. When Trump makes love, right? Whomever, when he's making it too, when he screams to a climax, you know what he says? You're coming. Get it? That's a joke. You can use it. Okay. That's fucking funny. Okay. I think Rich should. Oh, yeah, we read that already. Well, call Dave Neal or send him whatever. Folks, I don't have the setup yet. I've got like 1,300 subscribers, but I've only been doing this for a short time. Speaking of Jews, again, short. So, if somebody wants to help me, if they're whatever inclined to get this whatever super chat going or what have you. And I'm not saying, look, you don't have to send me whatever you can send me, and I'll do more shows. And look, I'm not, Steve, what's his name? The guy that does the commercials with Martin, Steve, what the hell? Jeez, the guy that's bald headed, wild and crazy guy. Who am I talking about? Somebody out there, Steve. Speaking of Saturday Night Live. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. Excuse me one moment, all right? I got to get some water. Otherwise, I'm going to, be like Nelson Rockefeller. Look that up. Oh, God. Oh, boy. One sec. This stuff is fucking great. And no, they didn't pay me a penny. I just drink it because it tastes flavored and shit like that, but it's really, there's no sugar in it. Okay. Let's go over here. I think Rich, okay, we already read that one. Steve Martin, very good. Who said that? That was Bruno the Moose, or Bruce the Moose. That's right, Steve Martin. What was Steve Martin? I love Steve Martin, right? He could be in the shittiest of things. By the way, Steve Martin made his debut in San Francisco at a place called the Boarding House. And that's when he did Wild Things and the Balloons. And, following year, this is years ago, then he was on Saturday Night Live and, met Martin, but the other guy, the funny guy that kind of took a vacation, Martin, somebody else helping with Steve Martin. Who was the Martin guy? Let's see. Oh, yeah, back to the women. Jane, I love you, but I heard kids in the background, which means you're either divorced, you have a husband, he's not performing. And although I am a very dedicated sexual partner, I'm very expensive. And frankly, I just don't want to do it. I have feelings, nothing more than feelings. Trying to forget my feelings of love, because then I'd have to do this. I fooled around and fell in love. All right, anybody can name that. Fooled around. Don't go to the internet, although you're on the internet. I will buy you a one of these vitamin waters. We'll figure it out. Okay. Fooled around and fell in love. Who did that? Okay. Hi, this is Casey Kasem. Before we get on with the countdown and number 17, I have a long distance dedication. Dear Casey, I'm Charles Manson. I've been in prison for a long time, but I'd like to hear a song that made an impact on my life. Would you please play I Fought the Law and the Law Won? Dear Chuck, okay, you're still a loser, but what the hell? Because I'm Casey Kasem, number 16. Okay. By the way, very underrated performer. Casey Kasem, I know they're playing him even though he's been dead for, what a fucked up family that was, huh? Let's nail this body. He was still dead. And they were trying to get money from him and, do stupid jokes. And you remember Casey Kasem, right? And by the way, his real name, right? All right. So this is important, folks. Okay. Because yes, I do work hard. I don't even know how long I've been on. And no, I'm not a comedian. Okay. I have done comedy in my mind, in my shower, with lots of power. Within an hour, I rhyme, I dime, that kind of it. I've never done this. And people were like saying, you're funny, or some of them saying you need to be, committed and all that. But look, I'm not great, right? But I'm just trying to survive, right? That's why, Howard Stern and got the big TV, which somebody sponsored me, and it was a woman that used to be a man, or maybe it was a man that used to be one of those people that, Trump and all those others hate and that kind of thing. So I got the big TV, but that's it. I wake up every morning, I get dressed, I do a little touching and this, that, the other. I want to make sure I'm still in business and that kind of a thing. So women who are looking for a confident man, stay the hell away from me. No, I love women. I am a very, very much certified heterosexual. And if you help me get through the wilderness, I will be forever grateful for you. Yeah. Again, you can say stupid things and have a British accent and make it sound totally winning. When I was walking through the woods one day, I saw an aardvark. And the aardvark started coming on to me like, oh, you're an animal. You're an aardvark. Why are you talking to me? Am I on high? Am I messing with quaaludes and all that? And, it's like stupid shit. But you have the British accent, so it elevates it and all that. All right. So back to Ronn and Jan and all that. This will be worked out. And I know about all the lawyers and all the crazy people and, and I'm sure this is going to get to Ronn and Jan. It does because, Laura and all that. And putting all this shit aside, right? It's tough because, and I tell you guys, you probably know this, some of you already know this. Netflix is doing a documentary on this eventually. And I'm laughing because I shake my head. And I say, how did it get this fucking far? And by the way, in the Bay Area where I'm from, but they're fucking morons here, right? And I call them out, the press and all that, and they try to fuck with me. And that was one of the first reasons why I came on here to begin with. Not here permanently. I came on earlier Saturday evening. Those of you in the Pacific time zone, the time is 10:39 and 40 seconds. But anyway, so we have no press here. The fifth largest market, and it's all fucked up. It's just we have no papers. The Chronicle, well, they're a good high school newspaper. TV stations suck. We have no radio and all that. So I just wanted to come on here and do what I did. And I see all you people, and some of you are like saying, my God, wow, that guy is he's wacky. He's a wacky guy. right? So, bad. I was out with a woman, my mama. I told her I was gay because I didn't want to meet up because she was looking great. Bad. I'm not gay. Bad. I told her, look, I'm actually heterosexual. She said, no, you're not. I told her I wanted to meet her and do it on the night. Okay. God, I'm fucked up, right? Excuse me. Little George Thorogood, folks. Where are you going to get this on YouTube, right? Oh, I'm going to go to YouTube. Let's go to the guy in Kentucky who makes jokes about frogs. Oh, he's got 5 million users and followers. Oh, he's funny. Oh, hey, Rich, go to the guy in Kentucky. He'll help you. He's got 5 million hits and he talks about frogs. Oh, that's positively Kitty. He's so funny. Folks, this was just completely, I have no notes, right? I'm not like Richard Lewis. May he rest in peace. Look, some of the shit, it's bad. But considering that I have been on stage here, right, in my lovely, Liberace outfit, and some of you out there are really giving me props, and I appreciate that, but I'm here for you, the people, and Ron, and Jan, and Emerald Lagasse. Bam! 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 Meatloaf. Bam! I don't get that, right? I'm Emerald Lagasse. I got a weird name, and I go bam, and I make lasagna, and women love me because it's bam. You know what's really good? All right, I want you all to pay attention. All right, do I have your attention? Okay, you ready? I had a crush on Julia Child. I assume most of you people know who Julia Child was, right? And if you don't, I'm gonna do Julia Child. And you probably will then remember who, if you don't know who Julia Child was. Lovely lady. Reminded me so much of my late mom. But she was kind of like this. So we're going to make some garlic chicken. And we're going to get the rice pilaf. And we're going to take the chicken and pour some garlic on it. Liquid garlic. That's right. It's so much cheaper and lovely to have garlic purified and liquefied. It's gorgeous. And we'll get the asparagus and we'll put that in the oven and we'll get the chicken and bash the chicken with the garlic and it'll be just fabulous. And for dessert, you'll take the souffle. It's lovely. It's very lovely. And this is Julia Child, by the way. And I think the souffle and some coffee and some water to kind of cleanse the palate will have that. And it'll just be emotion so delivery. Dude, it's so good. Garlic chicken is very healthy. It's very cheap. You could go to your Safeway or your Lucky's or your Ralph's or whatever supermarket, buy the chicken. It's like, I don't know, $9. And baste it. Take it out and baste it and put the garlic and the asparagus and put it in the oven at about 500 and put it on for about 7 hours. And you'll have like a burnt chicken. Get it? A burnt like a New Orleans chicken because it'll be kind of, you know what I mean? I was just trying to be funny, like Rich. Anyway, that was Julia Child. Thank you, Ubirowi. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very ladies and gentlemen. I'm Ed Sullivan. Before we get on with the show, let's give it up for Popo Gijo, that little fucking rat mouse. Whatever the hell he is, but he's kind of cuckoo caca. Anyway, it's Ed Sullivan. See, I can do anybody pretty much. Not great, but, How much did it cost you to get in the club tonight? The only thing you didn't get was 2 drinks. It's not a 2-drink minimum. All right. 415 999 4454. I'm going to take a break. like I said, if I can get some donations, we'll do a show tomorrow or Sunday. Sunday. Okay. 10 o'clock Pacific time right here. Same back channel. Same. By the way, you know Batman? Batman was Jewish. His real name was Harry Batman. Superman, also Jewish. Real name was Tommy Superman. Okay. He's making no sense. All right. All right. What was I talking? Oh, yeah. So look, if I can get some donations, and again, nothing, if you got $5, great. $1, $10, 20, I will not only acknowledge you, I will call you or I will send you an email thanking you. And again, just go to my PayPal. Okay. And I'm going to get the YouTube mechanized thing, get that going. But right now I don't have it. Okay. And I don't know how to fucking do it because I'm a mechanical moron. Right. So just bear with me. I'm not going to, you're not going to get scammed or shit or whatever. PayPal's cool. And they didn't pay me to say that. I use them because, again, they're cool. And they don't, they're legit. Too legit to quit. Hey. Okay. Yeah, go to my PayPal, and it's Rich Lieberman, middle initial E. And as I said, the easiest way to do that is you just go to my page on Google, and it'll say, you'll see me. Can't miss me. And it'll have the PayPal, and you click on the PayPal. It takes 30 seconds, and I will sing to you. I will proselytize. I might even go nude. No, I'm not. Don't worry. Okay, I'm not. It's just a joke. So I do that. And if we get enough donations, I'm looking for, $17, maybe some coffee, that kind of no, you know what I mean? Please, folks. Okay. This is hard work. Okay. So anyway, let's go over to here. Blackhead. Oh, Blackened. Yeah. Black. Somebody was talking about the fish or the chicken. Oh, so this is Blackened chicken. And it's very good. And please, I'm Julia Child in heaven. I'm having some rigatoni up here, and God just came by and said, do this, people. Donate to Rich, because he's funny, even though he's not garlic chicken. Ha! He's not Emerald. Bam, bam, bam. What's Emerald? He's like worth, what, about 27 million for going bam, bam. He makes good dishes, though. The meatloaf, fantastic. I'm Peter Falk Columbo. Oh, the meatloaf. Excuse me, am I bothering you? Because this meatloaf is tremendous. All right, let's go over here. He sounds like Robin Williams on all. Yeah, thank you. On all the coke. No, but I don't do coke. Yeah, that's the thing. People ask, I do not do drugs. And I'm not being, like I'm Mr., what is it? No, what's the word? I don't do drugs. I don't drink anymore. I haven't drank for 2 years. Diabetes type 2 will do that too, but I'm just not interested anymore, right? Doesn't do anything for me. Drink a lot of club soda, a lot of this shit, and it's super. Hey, I was offered coke, but I had no interest in it. I just, I'm like this naturally. I'm just this kind of fucked up naturally now. So I don't do coke. I don't do drugs. The only thing I used to do was heroin and crack. Just kidding. I remember when crack used to be a part of your anatomy. So now I don't do drugs. Okay. So we'll put that to rest. Okay. Let's see. Love Your Danger. What is it? It's middle. Ooh, who's that? That's from Show Wonder. Hey, Show Wonder, if that's you, I'm available. Would you guys like to see me in the nude? Anybody? Would you? Okay. This is YouTube with a live special report. Rich Lieberman has been excommunicated from the YouTube room due to indecent exposure. Even if he looked like Tom Selleck in his prime, we do not allow that. You have violated the terms of conduct, and therefore you will be made to go watch Donnie and Marie episodes. So, no, I'm not going to go nude. You can, fantasize. I have women that fantasize about me, and they're like this. Okay. I was a baby. He looked at me, Betty. Okay, sorry. That's what women fantasize about me. No, but I've had relationships before, and usually it ended in a rather secular kind of a way. They said that they didn't believe in God anymore because they said, God, if there was a God, you know. No, ladies, first of all, I don't do drugs. Let's set the record straight. I don't. I really don't. I'm not being, again, I'm not being Mr. Pure kind of a guy. See my hands? I know. This is like, here we go. Hi, I'm Yul Brenner. I smoked cigarettes 3 packs a day. Don't smoke. I'm Yul Brenner. Don't smoke. Thank you. But no, I'm actually a very nice man, and I'm, you know, I think people like me and they hate me. There's no, it's kind of a either or, right? There's no middle ground with me. Okay, let's go over here. I'll keep that in mind. Oh, thank you, Teresa. Teresa, she's at the Coba. You can't be the real Teresa because you can't be in this middle of the night being Teresa. Oh, Snow Wonder. Ooh, very creative. Teresa, if I was Joe Piscopo, I'd say, hey, baby, call me Teresa. You got my number on the wall. You got it. You got it. It's not 867-5309, by the way. It's 415-9999-4454, right? 415-999-4454. In about 5-10 minutes, thereabouts, I got to leave. I got to go to sleep and, listen to old rep of Into the Night. Remember that show? With the guy that did the disco duck. Hey, by the way, thank you. Whoever compared me to Robin Williams. Holy shit. That was very tragic at the end, right? And no, he had kids and, multiple. Robin, I thought he was kind of overrated. He was a great comic and actor. Did anybody see The World According to Garp? I thought it was fantastic. That was a real wild kind of a film. Wild. That is some wild stuff. I'm Johnny Carson, and oh yes, Johnny and Nick, man, you are great. Oh yes, mighty great one. You are correct, sir. What a fucking tragic loss, huh? Phil Hartman, fucking wife shot him and then killed him. Oh, Jesus Christ. Why do we have all the good people dying, right? And all the good people that have fucked up things happen, like Billy Joel. And I know he had some issues in his life and this and that, but he's got this thing with the brain. I hope that works out. But anyway, so let's see here. This is Teresa. That's the spirit. Don't know what that means. Okay. I take requests, by the way. So if you have a request, if I truly can't do it, I won't. I'm not going to embarrass myself because I've already embarrassed myself. Okay. Some of it's damn good, right? All right. From Stir Crazy. I've been playing all of this old videos to get him, I guess me, those hours. Everyone should do the same thing. LOL. Okay, whatever. Thank you. Oh, that's Stir Crazy. Okay. Let's see. Teresa S. Dear Rich, I'd like to have sex with you right now. It only costs you about $500. I'm just kidding. Do you take credit cards? Let's see. No, Teresa, I'm just kidding. She's not saying that, so relax. I'm only a 6-hour drive, packing my underwear, gummies, and the tea, and let's see, heading north. Come on down. Shit, I'll be up. Yeah. It's like, remember the letters in Playboy? What was it like or not Playboy? It was what was the Penthouse? Hi, I'm Floyd. I was driving my truck one night in the middle of the night on Route 65. I look kind of like the guy that Rich was talking about with Keith Morrison. Suddenly, out of nowhere, this woman was driving by. She looked like Farrah Fawcett. The first thing out of her mouth was not, "Hey, are you stuck?" It's like, "Would you like to invade my vagina?" I said, "Sure." The rest got steamy, shit letters like that. So very unreliable, that kind of shit. That was from Penthouse, by the way. Let's see. Bruce the Moose, 500. Teresa, or is it can do any better than that? Okay, but Bruce, I was kidding. Okay, as Larry King would say, Bruce, not funny. All right, who else do we got up here? Teresa, is it Teresa? Oh yeah, Teresa, be careful what darling. Teresa, on your you look marvelous. You know what I mean, darling? Because if you look marvelous, think about me, Teresa, because you look marvelous. Okay, enough of Billy Crystal Fernando. Let's see what I don't see anything here. $800. Oh no, $500. Folks, I was joking. Okay, I'm not gonna pay. I wouldn't pay. I'll give you a quick joke. Okay, about Trump and sex. Okay, and I'm not anti-Trump or pro or whatever. Just it's funny. Okay, and I can tell it. It's not for kids. I registered already. So okay, you ready? Here's a Trump joke. So Trump is sitting in a bar in Manhattan. Right, he's by himself. Suit, tie. He's got the red tie and all that. So Saturday night, he's by himself. So this blonde woman walks in by herself. She got the big garbanzo beans and all that. And she's hot, got the heels on. She walks up to Trump and she says, Mr. President, I think you're fabulous. I love you. I just think you're the greatest. I'd like to give you a fantastic blowjob, and it will not cost you a penny. I just love you. I think you're great. You're a great American. I want to give you the greatest blowjob, and it won't cost you a penny. So Trump looks at her and says, yeah, but what's in it for me? Okay, that's a funny joke. See, it was fast, too. It was like, what, 25 seconds? Not even that. What else do we got here? So 415, that joke was funny. That was a good joke. It was quick. I think these people that do these long, these two guys walk into a bar, you're like, get on with it. Yeah, mine are quick. I got liners. All right. So again, Rich Lieberman. I am a confirmed heterosexual. Women who are desperate, you want to call me, we'll breathe. I'll talk to you about my love life, everything else, what have you. And if we get enough money, then we'll do the show. Well, I'm going to do the show anyway. But folks, come on. Look at all the shit you spend your money on, right? Food. I know some of it's expensive. The eggs. You got eggs now. By the way, you got eggs now. You could get a hooker, right? If you're a guy, girl, whatever. They're expensive, like eggs. I went to a 7-Eleven. I bought eggs and a Slurpee. It was like $47,000. So it's like, Anyway, 415-999-4454. You can text me. You can call me. We could talk about tomorrow's show, which I hope will have some degree of civility and all that. And we'll discuss the Laura thing and the Ronn thing. And, as I keep saying, a little bit of comedy, some levity, what have you. I'm not going to go on detail. Well, you know what? She faked pregnancy 17 times before she faked this pregnancy. Whatever. And I'm not mocking people who have invested in this, right? And said a few things and have, I know. Let her have her day in court. You're guilty or you're innocent until proven guilty. And I'm going to continue to do what I do, not this, unless, somebody, hey, man, you are just like totally cool. You are awesome. I work for Skip Bundy. I'm a talent scout in Hollywood. While I'm not doing drugs, I go and I scout talent. And, my name is Maroney Muraquai. And you're like totally cool. We'd like you to kind of come on Jimmy Kimmel and do your thing. You're just so awesome, dude. So unless I get something like that, right? But I have a full house here, right? Hey, I'm going to do something here. I want every one of you who's commenting right now, everybody, I want you to stand up I want you to applaud yourself like this. Okay? I'm not getting up because I got the claps. Ooh, ew. Or as Keith Morrison from Dateline would say, mm, mm. Jimmy took the pickaxe and not only hit his wife, he chopped her head off. And when he chopped her head off, he took that head and threw it in the Pacific Ocean. Jimmy had conviction, even if he was a little bit mischievous. I'm Keith Morrison, and this is Dateline. All right. Pretty fucking good off the top of my head. I know, I could be. So women, you can call me. You want to text me, that's cool too. We can text and do all that shit. And guys, thanks all of you women, men, cretins, setons. Again, here's my name. Hi, my name is Efren Zimbalist Jr. I used to work for the FBI. Rich is a known gangster, and he should be put into Highland bed check. 5150. Okay, no. Okay. Those are my graphics, all right? Okay. All right. So 10 o'clock tomorrow, okay? If my voice doesn't go first. And do you have any questions? And we'll split here in a few minutes. If Frank Sinatra, let be a lady tonight. I could do Frank. I actually do him very well. And now the end. Somebody out wanted me to do Frank Sinatra. So okay, who is that? That's a Schnitzel. Oh, the Ninja Woman. Ooh, Snitchel Ninja. Yeah, who I breathed to one night. I said, Snitchel, come on. Sinatra. At time is something stupid like I love you. That was with his daughter, right? Who's still alive. What is she, about 98? Let's see. Sinatra. Okay. These Middletown blues are yearning to stay right through the very heart of it. New York, New York. Okay, my voice is the shit. So there's Frank. All right. Holy crap. This is from Frankie Francisco. Geez, I wonder where he's from. Holy crap. I have this at 2 times the speed. Catching up to live. Talk about comedy. Well, thank you. Hey, I want some stand up. Stand up and say, we love Rich. We think he's fantastic. Or we don't. We think he sucks and should be committed. God, there are a lot of people here. Either you people have no life like me, or you do think I'm funny. You like me. You like me. You really like me. Thanks, Sally. Where was that film from? Where she made it? Yeah, I know. It was a good movie, though. Norma Ray. Norma Ray. It's Ron Liebman. Union. All right, what else we got here? Let's see. I might need to slow it down. Thanks. Therese, are you flirting with me again? Is it Therese or Teresa? Therese. Okay. Frank Sinatra, Rich. I just did Sinatra. I'm not going to kill my voice any further. That's from Show Wonder. Or no, that's Pam Arnold. Okay. Pam, call me when I get off. Not literally, but because okay. No, you're the one with the kids. And, I asked if you were married. He said, Rich, no chance. Let's see. The Frank is my favorite so far. All right, let me do another Frank. If I don't kill my voice. They called you Lady Luck. There is no room for doubt. At times you have a very unladylike way of running out. You're on this date with me. The pickings have been lush, and yet before the evening is... I can't keep doing it, otherwise I'm not going to have a voice, okay? There's your Frank, okay? I could do Frank. I could do Dean. I could do Frank. I could do it all. What else do we have here? See, most comedians, they don't know how to sing, okay? They do jokes. Like Robin Williams, as great as he was, he didn't do Sinatra, right? He didn't do Donny Osmond. I do Donny Osmond too. You know that? I really don't. But if I did, yo, just like a yo, just like a yo, burning, I need the bother. What was that? Was that a fucking retarded song, yo? I'd much rather stare at Marie Osmond. I'm a little bit. I had a fucking crush on her. Oh my God. Oh, Marie, I'm not Mormon. I'm Jewish, kind of like, Mormon light. But anyway, cars for kids. One day, yeah, cars for kids. Yeah. And then how about the group when they have the commercial with the kids in the background playing the instruments? I mean, they made the Partridge Family look like fucking, the Steely Dan. The kids in the background, donate your cars, and we're worth about $500 million, so we really need your land, your money, your ex-wife. Donate your car. You know what? If I had a fucking molecular sliver of that Cars for Kids, I'd be a rich man. If I were a rich man, all day long, I'd pity bum. You don't hear that in the Gaza Strip, by the way, right? If I were a rich man. Okay. Sick humor. Okay. You got it? Okay. People are sending me emojis, which, by the way, what a cheap fucking emoji. Ooh, I like you. You're cute. I'm going to give you a little round orange man with a cute little smile. Emoji. Not, God forbid. Hey, Bruce or Rich, you turn me on. You are funny. You are sexy. You do humor and comedy and poetry. Instead, we get a little round face with a cute little smile. Emoji. Ooh, it's quick. It's easy. And ooh, Rich will love it. No, I won't. Disgusting. Well, your name is what? Literally Rich? Bruce the Moose. I have no idea. Your name? Oh, your name is real. Oh, thank you, Bruce. Bruce, you look like, I know it's an emoji look and, whatever, but okay. Whatever floats your boat. At Therese, you lucky gal. Who are you talking about? I just got my dog staring at me as, your dog. Corky, look at Rich. Isn't he wild, Corky? Lassie, look, there's a madman on the TV. Lassie. Here's a biscuit, Lassie. Look at Rich. Isn't he cool, Lassie? Okay, thank you. I'm even laughing at that shit. His name is Ted. Try again. That's Janet. I don't know what has nothing to do with me. Let's see. This is Therese. Therese, if you call me, I promise you I'll be very nice. Okay. Normally I'm not, but you sound. I mean, unless you look like the woman that was in The Exorcist. What was her name? Linda Blair. Which, by the way, they showed a picture of her and she's still alive, right? So she's got to be about 65. Oh my God. Age has not been kind to Linda Blair. And I say that with, a great deal of respect. And, I always loved split pea. What was it? The soup that nobody ate anymore after The Exorcist. Scared the shit out of me, right? And I'm a Jew, and we get scared of anything. But that was like, what, 74? So was that like 51 years ago when I was a mere lad? Hello, I'm with Cause for Kids. We're going to sing a tribute song to The Exorcist. 1877 split pea soup. Donate your split pea soup. Okay, fuck, that wasn't funny. No, not funny. All right, real quickly. Frankie Francisco, Rich, my comments are very behind here. But what is this? But it looked like the guy from remember the guy that did the Lipton, the movie guy. Hi, I'm Mr. Lipton. Tonight we're going to talk about my dinner with Andre. My guest is Soupy Schnauzer, one of the actors from My Dinner with Andre. Soupy, were you gay in that? Or did you just have your eyes on him throughout the dinner? And did he make you positively sexy? Well, Lipton, I really don't want to talk about it. Okay, that's cool. You were born in Boston. Were you immediately turned on by the clam chowder? But before we get to Soupy, we're going to take a break. Okay, that's my impression of the Lipton guy. You know, he's dead now, but I thought that was funny. All right, Rich, my name is, let's see, my one in a lifetime hall pass. Oh, here's Teresa. So this is what? So has signed isn't good until next month. Well, what do you want? Your period or something? I'm on a period, not your period. Okay. All right, folks. Are you ready for me to stay? Because my voice is starting to, excuse me. Like the end is near. See, this all started out seriously, right? Jan, Ron, Laura Owens, and I tried to put a little laughter, a little song, a little dance, a little seltzer down your pants, kind of a thing, and put some comedy on something otherwise a little morbid, perhaps a little bit, not sexy or anything like that. So I'm giving out my number. If you want to contact me, don't breathe heavily unless you look like, Gladys Knight or something like that, or, whatever. Gladys Knight, where the fuck did that come from? Might as well have been Gloria Gaynor. No. Just anybody, well, oh my God. Eva Mendes, I will kiss the ground. I will do foreign toxicity, whatever. Eva Mendes. Oh my God. Mila Kunis. Oh God. I know she's pregnant, had like 12 kids, I love women. Women are great, but I am available right now. And again, I do weddings, bar mitzvahs, funerals. If you have women at like a first wives club kind of a thing, you have some women from the neighborhood who themselves have been committed, like I should be, invite them over. I do I have my own little curtain and stuff. Provide a bathroom that's clean, water, a couple little bagels, some snacks. Triscuits are always, speaking of Triscuits, I made love to, remember Sandy Duncan? Sandy Duncan, remember her? Oh, they're cute little tricks. Yep. So put that in your mindset. Anyway, 415-999-4454. You can text me. You can email me at rich.lieberman@gmail.com. And again, folks, I'm being serious now. Convert. Well, Rich, we were Christian and now we are Jews. If I were a rich man, I'm not Robin Williams. Okay. So just, I don't know what it is. Would it like me? What, you going to dislike me? Like me on Facebook. Boy, you talk about something that's gone south. Facebook, right? Anyway, so I'm going to get off. Now, don't take it literally. But I want to thank you all for watching, observing, and not calling the authorities and having me committed. I'm not on drugs. I'm very sensitive about that. I lost my brother years ago because of drugs, and it was very tragic. And lost my mom about 7 years ago. And she was a great mother, Brooklyn, Jewish mother. And, I wish I could have met somebody cool and had kids, and she wanted grandchildren, but she was cool. She, why am I getting melancholy all of a sudden, right? Like, good, Rich. Good time to start talking sad. So, look, my life is complicated. Was complicated. I'm not ashamed. at saying that. I'm not, out there holier than thou. And these fuckers who come out and they appear on these shows. You know what? Last, I want this to be known too. You guys watch Bill Maher, right? And somebody wanted me to go on that show, and they actually knew one of the producers, the segment producers. And Maher's like, it's not that funny. I wasn't really doing comedy, but I was one of the, I do an opinion kind of a thing. I'm saying to myself, fuck you, Maher. This is what Bill Maher does. His panel is always black, always a woman, and probably like an Asian guy, right? Doesn't put people on based on what they say. I'm not talking about myself for a moment. It's always PC, run amok. A gay person, a woman, preferably an Asian woman or a Mexican guy. It's all fun. And this is a guy who comes across as Mr. Nonconformist, right? I'm Bill Maher, and he is funny, but you know what? He's got great writers, folks. I'll watch the show. I haven't watched it much lately. He's good. I don't bemoan the fact that he's made it. Good for him. But the shit with his show, it could be a great show. So if you guys have any connections to Real Time, they ain't having me on because I'd probably, and I'm not talking about this shit. I actually am serious. I could be like the male Sybil where I could construct a sentence and not look crazy and act crazy and all that. But Maher doesn't want to have me on because I'm not gay or black or Asian. I'm just a white guy who happens to be Jewish, by the way. And we know that Jews are not on. Oh, yeah. Anyway. Now, so, it's just whatever. I'm showing my pissed offness. So, ladies and gentlemen, especially ladies, this was all, spirit of the moment, stream of consciousness, and that kind of a thing. And God willing, I'll be on tomorrow, 10 o'clock, I think, Pacific time. Again, go to the PayPal. Takes you 30 seconds. And if you like me, I will return a call thanking you or your email. And I'll use your name if you want. If you don't want your name used, that's cool. I know we live in that kind of world this day and age. But I want to thank you all for complimenting me. And dare I say, I'm humbled. I appreciate the remarks. And yes, stream of consciousness aside, you try to be spiritually humorous. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you feel like a muck ruck. Sometimes you don't. And if you can't if you can't find the love you want, then love the one you're with. 415-999-4454. You can text me, watch me on YouTube. Tell all your friends, your enemies, your priest, your rabbi, your plumber, your lawyer. Tell them you watch Rich Lieberman do his thing. I'm the funniest man, if a bit unfiltered up here and a bit unstable, but in a nice way, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. We'll see you at 10 o'clock tomorrow, and we will have some fun. See you later, alligator. See you later, alligator.